What up, though? You already know how it goes. Smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment, as long as you comment. Shout out to Vince X for the big boy cash donations. I definitely appreciate you. John Pirtle, I appreciate you. Let me read off this list. Taisha, thank you for the big girl donation. Definitely. Deanna, thank you for the big girl donation. I will be in contact with you as soon as this phone thing start working, the loaner phone. E Jeezy, thank you for your donation, brother. I definitely appreciate you. Um, Vince X just dropped them back to back to back to back. Mookie Reed, thank you for your donation. Ryan Rose, thank you for your donation. E Jeezy again, thank you for the back to back donations. Joseph Hagan, thank you for your donations. KKK, thank you for your donations. Howard, that's Howard Johnson. Pretty Face, thank you for your donations. Abby Original, thank you for your donations. And Patience, thank you for your donations. I definitely appreciate it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, today we about to get into this question. Somebody asked me. They asked, and I'm gonna read it word for word. This is Yasmin March. Can you do a video? Oh, sorry. That's not Yasmin March. I'm gonna do yours too. My bad. I'm freestyling this. They asked, can I do a video on how it is to come home from prison? What's the challenges? What's some of the hurdles you got to jump? Well, let me tell you this: it's a bunch of them. It's different when you got a criminal record, and it's different when you've been in prison. Me personally, when I came home to my mama's couch. Came home to my mama's couch. Depressed. I was used to being at level 5 by myself all day in a room, in a hole, buried in a hole. Or in population is really just an hour out the room for about a year. And prior to that, I was in a hole like 6 months at a lower level, another facility. So I'm just used to being alone. So when I came home, I used to just go sit in the basement a lot by myself. Nothing down. No TV down there. Nothing. And just think, pen and pad. Right. I know it was weird. It was definitely weird. But I know I had to get an income. Guys driving cars, putting up on chicks. They got everything going on for themselves. They've been out here winning. The real winners stay out in the world and have jobs and live normal lifestyles. But the gangsters, we gonna end up in the penitentiary one day, if not the graveyard. So coming home, I didn't have the confidence like, oh, I get a job, just got out of prison. I gotta go in here and tell employers I've been in prison. But I lucked up and got a job at Wallside Windows. Maybe 3 weeks after I was out. My kid's mother helped me a lot during that period. I shout her out for that. I got a job at Wallside Windows. It was only for $12 an hour. That's hard to survive off of. But 40 hours a week, decent little $700 paycheck. Like I think every 2 weeks, it was like a $700 paycheck. Not much overtime. So you get the bottom of the bottom jobs. My interview process there, it was extra because they asked, did you have a felony, so on and so forth. And they was kind of uncomfortable with hiring me. It was other fellas working there, but they wanted to get that extra. You got to get that extra interview with the big dog at the plant, not just the hiring manager, but the big guy, the foreman. And he interviewed me. So he asked a bunch of questions. How did prison benefit you? Did you bring any habits here? Have you been in any trouble? So on and so forth. I told him, check my references. Because people feel like because you done a crime and you've been in prison that you just gonna come out and you gonna shoot up the workplace. But I understand why they got those concerns because I worked around other guys that were felons in prison, just getting out of prison. Like it was a guy there that did 20 years for a murder. And then everything was normal. They liked him. He was getting all the overtime that was available. Nobody else was getting it like him. And he just started stalking this one woman that worked there, and she told on him and went to hell from there for him. Look, you could tell he was a little weird and bugged out. Other guys, they come get the job, they get violated, they go back, or they just, stop coming. So you understand their concern when you got people that been blowing nurses' heads off in prison for 10 years and blowing their head off. Let me tell you what blowing their head off is just pulling out masturbate when they walking past. So it was a guy in there that did that to somebody. So I can understand their concern. Those the hurdles because people come out here with these stigmas instead of coming out here like, damn, I'm black, I'm a felon, I just got out of prison. People gonna think a certain type of way about me. Let me not leave this legacy for other people coming. This infamous legacy that nobody want. Let me not leave this for other people. Let me not even make myself look like that. Let me be super professional. So I understood that, and I went there. It was all good. And I remember he called me. The foreman called me in the office one day, and he apologized to me. He said, "I'm sorry about having my doubts about you. To me, you kind of anomaly. You kind of anomaly." And I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. Smile. And to myself, I'm like, damn, this is what they think about us. They think about us just because of pigmentation already. So when you add them extra, when you add them extra stigmas, when you verify them extra stigmas, it's even harder. You did. But I eventually got another job at a paint shop, maybe 3 weeks into it. So I worked there about 4 months, and I'm the type of guy that constantly got to get better. When I went to the paint shop, it was another brother, and he was incarcerated before that owned it. So he know how it is. He know just because you come home from the joint don't mean you just a horrible person or something like that. So I eventually left there. Wasn't enough money for me, but it made way, and it was consistent work. Left there. I went to a Motor City Spindle maybe 4 months later, 5 months later. I went to another factory. Worked there for about 4 months, ended up getting laid off. The COVID kicked in, and that kind of messed up a lot of stuff for people. It was the beginning of me reverting back to who I was. When I still had the little ways, but I reverted back because all I know is hustle, make it. So I started getting into some stuff, started seeing a little money, started upgrading little things in my life quickly. They ain't last too long, but it kept me stable for a while. And me telling you that, I'm telling you this. It's gonna be a certain time where you're gonna unconsciously start reverting back to your old ways, And I got in a little trouble in those periods, right? The trouble ain't never really worth the money. The trouble ain't never really worth the reputation of the prize. Nah. It lasts way longer than your satisfaction for that moment. The trouble, the repercussions of it, the felonies on your record, the court dates, the bonds, you know what I'm saying? That lasts a lot longer than that little minute of satisfaction that you get. Because most of us we ain't really making no money that's just super life-changing. We ain't really putting down no demo that's going to get us, the whole east side or the whole 10-block radius of the neighborhood to make money in this demo that we about to put down. It really ain't worth it at the end of the day, to be honest with you. But after that, I think I worked back at the paint shop for a few months, got in trouble, left there, started working at another factory, and I got promoted after 2 weeks to a supervisor or team lead supervisor. They called it team lead supervisor there. I don't know if a team lead supervisor anywhere else, but the jobs came, not the best jobs. Took some stepping stones to get there, but if you patient, you got a little help, or you don't got no help, you know how to manage. It's cool. I remember an old school guy. He told me, he's like, man, when you get back out there in the world, if you need to remember this: if you can work for 11 cents an hour a whole month and get a $19 check and make that work, you can go back out there and work for $10 or $12 an hour. And it's funny, he thought $10 and $12 was he thought that was the big pay, because back when he came down, minimum wage was $5.50. That's a long time ago. Minimum wage like $5 or something like that. But that made a lot of sense. If I could make surviving in prison off noodles, meat sticks, bags of chips, and make me big meals with the beans just to fill my stomach every day for 30 days on a month without ever going to that child hall, I definitely can make it out here with $12 an hour. Is that a life you want to be living for the rest of your life, $12 an hour? Not at all. Not at all. But it can be a stepping stone. Now, at this point, 2021, getting a job for a fella not that hard. I just got me another job, right? They just said, go take a drug test. It's a decent job, decent paying job. They just said, go take a drug test. You pass the drug test, come to orientation. Took the drug test. The next day, she called me for orientation and said, start the day after orientation. We're going to pay for orientation the day after start. I just had another 23-hour job. I just had the first interview. I get to go to the second interview Wednesday. $22 an hour, not a lot of money, okay? It's not, but if you know what you're doing with it, you know how to hit the stock market on Cash App, invest in Cash App, your Bitcoin stuff, you can make that money work for you. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about that. You can make it work for you. You gotta have a little hustle. You gotta have a little hustle. So at this point, after the COVID, after all the stimulus checks was given out and all the extra bridge card money, it's the people don't want to go back to work. It's kind of easy to get a job. Not easy, but it's easier than it ever been to get a job as a felon. Way easier. Cause back when I got my first felony, I think I was maybe 22. When I got that felony, life changed as far as getting jobs. Life changed. But and when I say life changed as far as getting jobs, everybody wanted to do a background check. Everybody. You wouldn't get calls back. You would only get the low-end jobs that don't nobody want, the high turnover rates that don't nobody want. It's a little different now. It's a little different now. That Trump era changed a lot of stuff. That COVID era changed a lot of stuff. But whatever you get, you make the best with it and get the best experience you can and try to move up. One thing I learned too is that if you got a skill and it's in need, they don't really care about your felonies. That's how you know you got a real skill. If truck driving school, that's 30 days. If you ain't scared to drive big rigs or nervous like I am to do it, that's something to go do because they always hiring for CDL drivers. Now, you might have to be on the road all the time, but who cares? You just did 4 years in prison. You ain't got nothing. You better go make that $50,000, $60,000 this year and then find something different next year. Or during your time doing it, go make it. They always hire for truck drivers and stuff like that. Welders. It's good to get the welding thing going. Now, they don't pay a super lot of money, but it depends on what type of welding you're doing. You might be able to get into underwater welding if you get so good and you be making $30, $40 an hour, all types of hazard pay, all types of bonus pays for it being saltwater. I heard if it's saltwater they welding in, you get an extra $10 hazard pay on top of your $35, $40 an hour. Is it gonna be obstacles for you to hurdle? Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about that. It's gonna be obstacles for you to hurdle. But you gotta know you were able to do it. And I've seen people do it, and I've seen people who've been in prison and been in the feds and did a lot of time and came home to nothing and made something out of themselves ASAP. You gotta have a realistic game plan, you know? I hear a lot of people in prison, oh, when I go home, I'm gonna open up me a business, I'm gonna open this, that, and I'm gonna do, but they never talk about how they're gonna get there. How are you going to get there? Or if you're talking about legitly. But even if you come out and start selling drugs, if you ain't got no real plug, no real resources, you got to start from here and work your way up to get that money. If you talking about all legal, if you ain't coming home to money, you gotta figure out them steps in between, and you gotta understand it take time. You just don't get it if you don't have no real skills, if you don't have no degree or nothing like that, and you got to take these jobs in between, these stepping stone jobs, it take time. You know how long it's gonna take to save up $30,000? If you only make $15 an hour, you gotta think about the bills, the phone bill, the phone bill, the light bill, the gas, the car insurance, the car maintenance, your habits, kids. You gotta think about, when you make a plan, you better think about everything, every dollar you're gonna spend, the light bulbs, the tissue, the dish soap. You have to think about all this stuff, and you add it up, and you see how you can maintain as you move up. And another thing too, when you up jobs or you up income, don't start just adding extra accessories to your life. Don't start adding that stuff. When you right here and then you take a step up, it's so you can manage this better. Not so you can go add more bills. It's so you can manage the bills that you already had better. And then when you take another step up, then you add an accessory or two to your life, an upgrade to your life. You can't have it all at once. You dig what I'm talking about? You can't have it all at once. Make sure you game plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Much as you can. A lot of y'all some great preparers, man. A lot of y'all had a lot of time to prepare, but no, you do it all, bro. Don't be like me. Don't be like me, because I could have easily been back in jail a year and a half ago, easily, because I was doing the dumbest stuff in the world. I wasn't moving like I was a guy making some money. I wasn't moving like that. I was moving, but easy come, easy go. When I got all the stuff and then accumulated, God giveth, He'll taketh. I lost my humbleness. Man, $5,000 for a lawyer here, $10,000 bond here. They impounded the car, $1,000 to get it out. Well, let me get them some money so they can leave, so they won't go to court on him, which he knows some stuff about me, and all that stuff it just went until I got a grip on myself. Like, hold on, it's time to level out. It's time to maintain. It's gonna be ups and it's gonna be downs, but don't let them downs take you back to sticking no gun in nobody's face. Let them downs take you back to, selling dope recklessly and hitting licks, home invasion. Oh, man, don't let it take you back there. It's gonna be hard at certain points in time, but for y'all that got family support, utilize that. Utilize it and let them know you appreciate everything they do for you, because certain people get tired of it and they probably cut you off. And don't ride them a long time. Get on your feet as fast as possible. Come out, have your first day to get your girl, see your family, have sex, whatever you want to do. Get all that out the way, get that out your system. Know that these females gonna always be here. Don't start chasing them all around. If they not beneficial to you, they ain't doing nothing in their life. A lot of mistakes brothers make is, like, I had a homie, and I'm gonna tell you how he just burnt every bridge, right? I had a homie that, as kids, we grew up together and we did a lot of things together. A lot of things. Treacherous things. We was close, but we fell out over a female. Now remember that video I told you about how snakes always bite more than once? How you see it, don't forget it. Suspect no evil, no one until you see it. Once you see it, thou shalt not forget it. What I was telling you about the Moore's Holy Quran. So we fell out about a female. His mind was like, he wanted this. I had an Asian girl. He just wanted this little Hmong chick so bad. He tried his best, but she ended up telling me, and we fell out. We fell out over that. So me, petty at the time, I tried to get back at him, but I couldn't do it because I kind of felt bad about it, right? But our relationship was never the same, but I missed him over all the years. So I ended up getting back in contact with him while he was in prison. I used to send him money, pay his mother phone bill, put money on his little chick's phone that he wanted to talk to. All that, and he used to call me every day, twice a day, the whole 15-minute call. Twice a day, every day. Now, it ain't that much to talk about in the world, but hey, this the homie, he want to talk to me, he missed me, but God, man, bro, we've been doing this 3 or 4 weeks, you did? every day on the phone twice a day. So with me doing all this, right, kept adding on. Remember I told you earlier, you want to take people help, but don't use it too long. Don't take advantage of it. Just keep adding on stuff, adding on, keep putting money on their phone. And one day we had a conversation, and I had asked him, I say, bro, you talking to this female, right? She out here in the world. She got 5 kids by 5 different men, and she's only 25 or 26. She got 5 kids by 5 different men. You've been in prison thinking and planning this long. Why would you want to come out to a female like that? I ain't saying don't be friends with her or cool with her. Why are you coming back out to somebody that can't put $10 on the phone? Never, because I talked to her. She has never put money on the phone the whole 4 years you've been gone. Why do you want to talk to her? Out of all people. Why don't you talk to the girl that owned the hair salon, the one that said you can come, clean up work, get you some extra dollars. Even though it's only $30, $40 a day, that's better than no income if you're not coming home to a job. You ain't riding her like that. But you want the girl with 5 kids. Whatever, man. It is what it is. That's your prerogative. But it mind boggles me, right? So, fast forward. He come home. I'm not able to see him right away. I guess he gets some type of attitude with me. Then he tell the girl I was with, right? He tell the girl I was with, oh, he didn't chill with me that night. He was with somebody else, and try to talk to her. Remember I said, once you see it, forget it not. Didn't I know he was already like this? Didn't it happen again? You see these examples that I'm showing you and I'm telling you? Once you know, you know. If you know, you know. It don't change. If you know the 2 + 2 is 4, why at any point would you think this is going to be 4? You have to trust people to be them. In this world, you got to start playing chess. You were just playing chess in the joint. Now apply it out here. Respect people a whole lot. Just respect them. Hold your ground. Whether it's in business, whether it's in the streets, hold your ground. Don't be fearful. Be courageous. Be smart. If you can use somebody else to do something for half the cost that it would take for you to do it, then do it. I'm not just talking street stuff. I'm talking about if you got to get some overhead and hire somebody to deliver some packages. If that means hiring them to deliver 4 hours a day, and you apply those 4 hours to making money in marketing, you're going to bring in more income, and you're going to be able to pay him better, more hours, so on and so forth. You're using people as middlemen. You're using people to achieve your goals. I'm saying everything in prison you can apply to this life, in a street aspect or a legit aspect. But if you apply legitly and start making them type of moves, start investing in yourself like that, it's gonna be real hard to deal. You're gonna be real hard to deal with. And myself, I'm just constantly trying to build. But if I'm not trying, I am constantly elevating my thought, applying stuff that I lived for 4 years, every day, on the day, every minute, every second, every hour. When you get out, it's gonna be hard at first, just like when you go to the joint. It's gonna be hard to adjust at first. Especially the longer you've been gone, it's gonna be hard to adjust. But just like you adjusted to Afghanistan in prison, that horrible, treacherous Alcatraz, Guantanamo Bay lifestyle, live by the sword, die by the sword lifestyle, if you can adjust to that, you can adjust to pretty women, money, income. If you can work for 11 cents an hour, you definitely can work for $12, $15 an hour. If you can make $50 a month last you in prison, you can make $700 a month last you. Easy. If you can do 50, you can do 700. We got a skill nobody else got, and that's surviving on the bare minimum of everything. Only difference is you're gonna be paying a little bit more bills, but it's a way around that too. They got apartments out here right now. You just pay the rent, pay the $650 a month, $700 a month. Not the biggest space in the world, but you got a room, kitchen, bathroom, living room. And you just pay $650 a month. Then you get on your feet, stacking, 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 and go get what you want, man. And another thing too, for y'all old heads getting out, don't be scared of technology, man. All y'all guys, oh man, I don't want no cash app. The government gonna be tracking my money. Like, bro, ain't nobody tracking, nobody sending you $50 on Cash App every other month. Clown, you ain't moving no $10,000, $15,000 every day on Cash App or every other day or every other week. Like, don't be scared of Cash App. Don't be scared of social media. Don't be scared of YouTube. This might be your marketing tool. You might see something on Facebook or YouTube that inspire you. Like, damn, I could do that. Just like I'm up here talking to y'all about prison and stuff like that. 9 years ago, I watched Khalid Muscle on here. And I never thought I'd do it, but then I got out and I thought about, like, damn, Khalid made a fan base off this. And he started off right here in the chair with me with a couple lights and a camera. Now he got about 20 cars, black and yellow. You never know where it might go. You might find out how to sand floors on YouTube. It's guys on here that'll show you step by step how to sand floors. You go rent a floor sander. Tell somebody you sand floors. Well, to do somebody's house or do this particular house, it may cost a commercial guy. They might have to pay a commercial guy $600 to do it. You come along and say, hey, I'll do it for $300. And they refer you to so and so. And it's places that you can go see, like, people bidding on these projects. Real businesses bidding on housing developments, lands, and all types of stuff, bro. From the internet. So all y'all old school guys getting out scared of the internet, shout out Coleman Bay for getting on Facebook ASAP, using the internet. Everything on here at your disposal. And if you can stack your money up, buy wholesale stuff and resell it, it's easy. It's easy. I know a guy right now, and he buy the most horrible. He go to these liquidation sales or these wholesale liquidation stuff, whatever it is, right? They go to a factory, they bid on a pallet, and these pallets be costing like $100, $150, but they huge 6-7 feet pallets, all wrapped up with Chinaware, a mattress, a speaker, and he be selling it all. So he invests $150, $200, and then makes $700. Man, you do the math, man. Peace and blessings be to y'all. I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off, man. Big five from the Moles, man. And I ain't taking no videos down. I'm rocking like that.